Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. We are still talking about the roast of Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart himself was on, what's it called? Jimmy Kimmel Live. I was going to call it like Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel. That's not a thing. Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is now America's #1 late night talk show. We'll get to that in a bit. But here's Kevin Hart talking about the roast.
Obviously, you dish it out there. You can obviously take it as well.
Absolutely.
Because you volunteered to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
I think the beauty of any roast is the roastee being game for whatever is going to happen.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it happens that the roastee did not research what the roastee was getting into.
Yeah. Sometimes they sit in that chair and don't really understand what comes with that chair.
Yes,
so,
I've seen that happen.
Yeah, when you sit in that chair, it's like, okay, have at it. Like, go. Have a good time.
Right.
Know that I get the mic last and I'm going to have a good time.
Right.
But you're not going to make me uncomfortable in the chair. I'm not going to let you get the luxury of seeing me be discomfortable. Like, I'm not going to sit and give a reaction of, oh my God, this stuff hurts, what you're saying. So I sat there in comfort.
Did any of it hurt? Did any of it?
No,
okay,
man. I think the one that caught me off guard, Dwayne had the picture of my father, and he had a mugshot of my dad. And he goes, look at my dad, Kev. We both love our dads. And he had a picture of his dad in shape, coming from the gym. He's like, look at my dad. He's a tank. And then he goes, look at Kevin's dad. And it was the worst picture of my father I've ever seen. The worst picture of my father. And it caught me off guard, but it was funny. And anything done with the effort of giving a laugh, I'm always going to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Kimmel asked Kevin Hart which celebrities Kevin thinks could be good for future roasts. Kevin suggested LeBron James because of his enormous cultural influence and public profile. And Kimmel asked, what about Oprah? Would that be unacceptable? Hart immediately rejected the idea and said that would be like spray painting the Sistine Chapel. If I found out Oprah said she wanted to do it, I'm driving 100 miles an hour to Oprah's house. You cannot do this. No shot. Kevin Hart never afraid to work. I told you he's working on a movie in which two rival spies cross paths in a Lamaze class as their wives become friends. Their double lives collide in unexpectedly hilarious and dangerous ways. That might not be the worst idea for a movie either. And now I like the casting. The other spy, Henry Cavill. Superman. The guy that should be James Bond. Very good casting there. I like that a lot. From Late Nighter, they've got the ratings from the first post-Colbert week in Late Night. As predicted, Jimmy Kimmel is now #1. I will continue to say I think Kimmel's crazy if he's walking away in a year. I don't think he will, but I also think he's crazy that he's taking the summer off, which the guys on the Late Nighter podcast seem to agree with. That's a major can't miss opportunity for Jimmy Fallon. Fallon's going to have to floor it this summer to get back in the race. Kimmel's now basically beating him almost 2-1. But if Kimmel is goofing around with guest hosts all summer and Fallon puts in the work and gets some good guests, it's a good opportunity here. I think it's insane that Kimmel's taking the summer off. All right, from Late Nighter, according to Nielsen Live +3 ratings data for the week of May 24, Kimmel averaged 2.43 million total viewers. That was up 35% from the week before. And a small 252,000 adults 18 to 49. That was across 3 original episodes, 2 repeats. Fallon averaged 1.41 million. So again, it's 2.43 to 1.14. However, in the 18 to 49s, Fallon beating Kimmel 271 to 252. And that was with The Tonight Show and reruns all week. CBS News has denied reports that Joe Rogan will be joining 60 Minutes to replace Anderson Cooper. When I saw this on Twitter, I just wanted to say to people who were like saying, Joe Rogan rumored to join 60 Minutes. I just wanted to say to them, are you stupid? There was like a better chance of me being on 60 Minutes because if they ask me, I will actually say yes, whereas there's no chance Joe Rogan is going to go on 60 Minutes. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't want to do the work. No good would come of it. Why would Joe Rogan be on 60 Minutes? Radar Online, one of those gossipy news sites, had reported that CBS was considering Joe Rogan. An unnamed media executive told Radar Online, they do a lot of those unnamed sources, Rogan would bring a core connection to over 50% of the country. Joe Rogan speaks to viewers who feel ignored or mocked by legacy media. There was never a chance of that happening. A CBS spokesperson said the rumors are false. I don't know why, but I find it amusing that this Nate Bargatze movie bombed so hard. I didn't think it was going to bomb this hard. The Atlantic had a wonderful headline: "Comedy's biggest stand-up won't be Hollywood's next leading man." Nate, are you listening to me? Theme park, terrible idea. Stand-up tour, great idea. The subheader from The Atlantic: Nate Bargatze's big screen experiment is a bust. They write, the comedian Nate Bargatze is an indisputably titanic name in his field. He's been the top grossing stand-up in America for 2 years in a row. He hosted last year's Emmys, albeit to mixed reviews. And he's even planning on opening a theme park called Nateland in his hometown of Nashville. Don't do it, Nate, don't do it. Consequently, there was every reason to think that the new movie, The Breadwinner, would break through with audiences. It's a breezy comedy aimed squarely at families, blah, blah, blah. The Breadwinner is admittedly not very good. Dave Chappelle is touring. He just announced 5 tour stops for 2026. They're all in June: Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, and San Diego. Pretty big arenas. One of them, the United Center. You'll find Dave Chappelle there on Friday, June 19th. Are you ready to watch the Knicks tonight? Of course you are. Now, if you watch Game 1, you saw Shane Gillis on the screen. It's unclear who Shane was rooting for, if anyone, but he was wearing a simple black t-shirt with the Chili's logo and a 45th and Lamar under the famed pepper. From Cron.com, they tell us the Chili's located on 45th and Lamar in Austin has been a long-running local joke. The quippy answer to "my parents/grandma/childhood best friend is in town. Where should I take them to eat?" Cron tells us it's unclear where Shane got the shirt from, but Y2K Tees sells a very similar shirt for $19.99. We're also told Gillis has been spotted courtside at Spurs games before. Who knows? Hey, remember the movie Cable Guy? The one with Jim Carrey? What if we brought that back and made it a TV show? Yeah, Hulu has ordered a comedy pilot inspired by the Jim Carrey movie. Jake Johnson and Damon Wayans Jr. attached to star and executive produce. The logline: in a world of endless streaming, binging, and algorithms, old-school cable technician Chip Douglas, played by Jake Johnson, languishes alone until Steven Stevens, played by Wayans Jr., calls to have his cable turned back on, reconnecting Chip with a childhood friend he never forgot. The relationship gives each man something he's been missing until Chip's enthusiasm turns into obsession. Inspired by the movie, the show explores the darkly absurd side of modern-day male friendship. Why are we making this? I don't know. Can't we just watch the movie? Some famous New Yorkers, including New York Knicks fan Spike Lee, Jack Ryan, John Krasinski, Natasha Lyonne from a cool TV show that I can't remember the name of right now, and Amy Schumer, who likes when we talk about her. They are all in a PSA released by New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani. Yeah, that guy. In the PSA, Amy Schumer says people are in the habit of discounting New York because they think it's so expensive or it seems unattainable to shoot here. Then you find out with the tax breaks here, it's never been easier to shoot in New York. New York Knicks fan Spike Lee adds, I remember there was a time when a lot of stuff would shoot in Toronto, but it's not New York. You save a couple nickels, you don't even have to know it was shot in Toronto, but you feel like something's off. Including the video, Amy Schumer, who likes when we talk about her, says, New York is there to service whatever you're looking for and the story you're telling. One of the things you learn as a filmmaker is that every frame should have a purpose. It should be part of telling your story, and whatever that story is, whatever mood you're looking for, New York has it for you. As I mentioned earlier, if you need something else to listen to, Late Nighter had a very good roundtable about late night television, including the final Colbert Show. That's worth a listen. The worst person who ever lived, Jay Leno. Listen to what this guy's up to. The nerve of this guy. Jay Leno is auctioning off a chance to meet Jay Leno and tour his legendary Big Dog Garage. This auction will benefit UMass Lowell, specifically the Joseph Dorsey Memorial Scholarship, which supports UMass Lowell physical therapy students who demonstrate strong academic performance, leadership, and dedication to serving others. Beginning today through Friday, you can make your bid. One winner and up to 4 guests will meet Jay Leno in the garage, a 140,000 square foot facility that holds his collection of more than 250 rare and specialty cars and more than 150 motorcycles. Jay Leno said of Dorsey, he was just a wonderful man. Jay Leno also discussed the importance of investing in students through scholarship support and the gratification that comes from helping students succeed. For over 30 years, the worst person who ever lived has supported causes that reflect his charitable priorities, particularly education. Boy, the nerve of that guy. And are you a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, they are making a sitcom for some reason. It's called Offseason. It is the Chiefs' first ever scripted comedy series. I don't think you needed to tell us that. This one created entirely in Spanish and built for a new generation of social first fans. The 9-episode micronovella premieres this Friday and will roll out twice weekly across Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook internationally, and in the U.S., YouTube. Blending sketch comedy with classic telenovela storytelling, Offseason follows 4 young friends who work for the team and suddenly find themselves searching for purpose and drama when football season ends. What begins as a quiet offseason quickly spirals into chaos, complete with romance, rivalries, alter egos, questionable side hustles, and wildly exaggerated plot twists. I can already see the Netflix English version of this. It'll star Adam Sandler and Marcelo Hernandez. It's already in my mind. You can picture it, right? Chiefs Vice President of Brand Marketing and Fan Engagement Lauren Dinowitz said, "This is exactly the kind of storytelling opportunity the offseason creates. When the games stop, the connection matters even more. Offseason lets us show up for our fans in a way that feels fun, culturally relevant, and completely different from anything we've done before, while staying true to who we are." The New York Knicks play Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight at 8:30 p.m. This show here, you can follow it on Spotify and turn notifications on so you never miss an episode. You can also comment in the Spotify section there. You can also always comment in the Facebook group, which is Daily Comedy News Podcast Group, and I'll see you tomorrow. Go Knicks.